Hello and welcome to another update video about the Sandbox. A lot of people asked for an update, so yeah, here we go. In my view, after our wave top here that we made in the end of November, when I made you all aware that I personally would start to think about selling or taking profits at least, and then we started that correction. We came down here, we were just massively overbought. I mean, you can simply see this here on the daily, but we were overbought on the weekly as well on the RSI. Basically above this 70 line. We then came down here. I think this was the completion actually of the wave A. I had it here before, but actually we had the wick here. So this was the completion of the wave A. It then has done what it needs to do in terms of a wave B. And now we are just needing to finish that sell-off in a wave C correction. And that C needs to go below the wave A at least. Now that wave A is sitting here at 408, yeah, $4.08. And we are moving down here, and currently we're moving up a little bit, but to be honest, none of these corrections moves just in a straight line. So what you could potentially see here was a 1 2 3 4 5 pattern to the downside, or is currently one, because a wave C typically is a 1 2 3 4 5. So an impulse, yeah. So you've got 1 2 3 4, and then you might get your final wave 5. Into that target area actually that I've got indicated here on the chart, which I had here on the chart for a while, which is sitting between the 0.786 fib level and the 0.618 fib level. You've got here 230 to 362 pretty much. This is the area where I would expect the price to land. Theoretically, you could even go down to the 0.887 fib level at 150. I've done that for a lot of other cryptos, but I think we've got a lot of support here indicated with the red circle. We've got a lot of support here previously. And all of these levels would be enough to complete that wave C correction. So we'll see if that is actually low enough for the price. I think it should be based on where we currently are at 488. I mean, pretty much a 50% drop, which I would expect for Bitcoin as well at this stage, would take us already to the lower support line. So we might be okay here with that target area. But as I said, it could be that I'm not bearish enough at the moment, but I think I am. And that we go up here is not a massive surprise, and that we've been doing this here, moving down, moving up, moving down further. You know, this is corrective in my view, what we see here to the upside. So the impulse is still going down. As soon as I see this shifting, I'll of course make you aware. We have reacted here on the downside to that 0.5 fib level at 4555, but what we need to see is that it has made a lower high here, yeah, compared to the previous low on the 15th of December. We've made a lower high here, a lower low here on the 10th of January. So it still is making lower lows, yeah, and lower highs. So until we have broken that structure with a higher high and a higher low, theoretically you're still here in this downtrend. You haven't completed the wave C. I still believe we need to complete this wave C. I mean, we are in the bearish range on the RSI and currently finding some resistance along the way here. Yeah, so you're moving down here as well. You can, by the way, draw trend lines on indicators like the RSI as well. Moving down here, and that is, you know, as always, I can't tell you when this correction will be finished from a time perspective. My estimate would be in Q1, but from an Elliott wave point of view, you can tell that a correction is over theoretically as soon as you have hit certain fib levels. Now we haven't hit these yet. You would want to run into the 0.618, the 0.786, or the 0.887, at least the 0.618 here at 362. It shouldn't take too long in my view. So we can talk about here potentially end of Q1 and Q2 you could start to move up again. That's at least my current view here. We're just below the 20 and the 50-day moving averages, which are sitting around the 550 mark. And also here we are just below the 0.382 fib level at this 548, 550 level. So it's waiting a little bit for Bitcoin, but generally fairly weak here, and it's moved down. It's pretty much doing what Solana has been doing, and I told you already here quite a few times that this whole correction reminds me just of the whole and the long Cardano correction. So it could take on, or could carry on really for another couple of months towards the end of Q1. To be fair, it's probably the same wave pattern here anyway. You know, we're just doing here an ABC, and might even become a bit more complex. What I wanted to show you is what indicates as well further lower prices before we see a move up. And again, many people always get offended when I talk about this, but to be fair, just look at the indicator here, which indicates here on the weekly chart that the MACD is losing buying pressure. So as soon as you get a bearish crossover here, you could fall quite a lot still. You know, if the MACD crosses bearish, it's typically a bear signal or a sell signal, especially on the weekly. You can also identify here something like a descending wedge on the weekly. You know, we've got that horizontal support here, the 0.5 fib level here on the weekly chart. Yeah, on the weekly we haven't dropped below the 0.5 fib level 455 yet. So if we close a weekly below that, that would also indicate lower prices. So if that happens before Sunday or before Monday, then this could also indicate that we drop further here. But we've got this descending triangle. And the RSI has still a lot of scope to fall lower. And on the 4-day chart, we have already seen that bearish crossover. So this again predicted lower prices here on the 1st of Jan. You can see that. And since then, we've been dropping. Yeah. Yes, there was a green candle here, reaction to that support level at 455. And by the way, on the 4-day chart, we've also not dropped below that 455 level. So very interesting to keep that level here in mind and take a look at it. So that's pretty much my view on sand. Overall, as soon as we finish that correction, we can take a look at the extension levels here, the fib extensions, and I think we can certainly expect in the next wave up here a price range between $13.40 and $16.40, and for that next wave up, bear in mind then you'll get another wave down and another wave up. So longer term, I think we can even talk about here, if I probably have to add another extension on. Could talk here really loud about $30 Sandbox sand. You know, what's going on in that ecosystem is just impressive, and I can't wait for it to really go public. All right, hopefully you liked the update. Just a quick one today. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.